Hey again, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We are in South Georgia today, outside of Savannah, Georgia, visiting Tybee Island. Now, Tybee Island is a beautiful place, and this is a great day to be here. It's in the 70s. It's late November. It's not very crowded at all, and we're going to be checking out this. Right behind me there is called Fort Pulaski. Don't know a lot about it, but we're going to go over here and check out the visitor center and learn a little bit more. So over there is the main visitor center. We haven't gone in there yet because I found this kind of interesting. It said final resting place. What this is an old cemetery. Now, first of all, too, this fort goes back to the time of the Civil War. And what I'm told is this is a cemetery here contains the remains of 13 Confederate soldiers. Now, notice, too, that around the fort, you've got a moat. A canal of water going around it. Looks very interesting, so we'll continue on. And just outside the visitor center, you can see you've got an old cannon here. Wow, look at there. That thing's, what, 150, 160 years old. And then this is the visitor center. I failed to mention, this is a national monument, so it's part of the national park system. And if you've got a park pass, you can get in for free. Of course, you've paid for the park pass. Okay, we're going to go in. This is the visitor center. Oh, got a theater. All kinds of stuff in here to take a look at and learn about the history of Fort Pulaski, as well as the island here too. Tells you a little bit about it. This looks super cool. Over here says they got some biking trails and walking trails as well. Lots of videos. Here's a little bit of the history about Georgia. Then here we are. It says the Georgia militia seizes Fort Pulaski, 1861. Georgia succeeds from the Union. And then, of course, the Civil War ended in 1865. Fort Pulaski declared a national monument in 1924. Okay, so I learned a little bit more about the fort while we were inside the visitor center. Basically, after the Civil War, it became in disrepair and started to deteriorate and things like that. And in the 1930s, it was in really bad shape. And then the CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps, came in, helped restore it, and then it opened, I think they said it was sometime just after World War II. So it's been beautifully restored. And so we'll take a walk along the walkway here, along the moat, if you will, and then we'll go inside the fort and give you a look at what it looks like. So now we're up a lot closer to the fort, and you can see we got the bridge here to go across the moat. Very, very cool. Again, I'm always amazed at history, at how this has been around for over 100 years. That's a long time, and man, they did a beautiful job restoring this. So now, once we're inside the area, you can see we're very close to the fort. And again, I read about this. These hills are called Demaloons. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But these are man-made hills that help protect the entrance to the fort. And so I'm guessing probably, guys would be up there with guns and such, and they can be kind of on a lookout. But it gave it a nice wall of protection in addition to that moat. Okay, I have no idea what we're doing here. This goes inside this Demaloon that we were talking about. So let's go in here and see if we can see anything. Whoa. Wow. So I'm guessing, well, this is where they probably kept ammunition or something. Oh, look. Oh, yeah. So you can come around here. So we're underground here. This seems pretty advanced for those days. I mean, can you imagine the construction that took place? Oh, yeah. Here we are on the back side of the hills. I don't think we'll go down there. Okay, so now here we are crossing the moat again. So it's kind of two sections, and now we're actually going inside the fort. Walk along with me here and check it out. They got all kinds of good markers telling you all about the history, things like that. And then they got fort talks, it says, at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And here we are inside the main walls of the fort. Super, super cool. And there you can see the ranger doing one of those ranger-led talks. So again, anything and everything you want to learn about Fort Pulaski, the Civil War, both pre- and post-war history, it can all be found here. From what I understand, this was a room where they kept prisoners of war, and it said that guards took on 2-hour shifts in here. And they say this is the fort's supply closet. You see lanterns. Those are replicas over there of guns. Lots of lanterns. It sure got pretty dark here at night out on the island. Okay, well, check this out. This is the officers' quarters. It says beds for the brass. Yeah, it may have been the officers' quarters, but it still doesn't look that comfy. These were some tough men in those days. Okay, let's check out the mess hall. In other words, where do you go for your meals? And this is it. Again, it's all fully restored. It's probably nicer than it was during war times, but not half bad. So now this is inside the walls of the fort. And you come around here, and you can go up topside as well. There's some stairs. We'll show that to you in just a minute. And then along here, you can see some of the guns. Well, it's not the guns, that's wagons. Pardon me, I'm seeing this firsthand just like you. More quarters, that's for the infantrymen, not the what they call the brass or the officers. Okay, there's a cannon. And look how they lifted it. Man, this is really, really cool. So we've made our way up to the top, giving us a big overview of the fort. Crystal clear day, you can see for miles and miles out towards the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. And here you can see this is called the Key to the South, the Port Royal Sound, and that leads you out to, of course, the Atlantic Ocean. This has been a lot of fun. So that's going to do it. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much on this tour, but I found it fascinating. Maybe some of you did as well. Again, it's Fort Pulaski, located near Tybee Island, or just off Tybee Island, near the Atlantic Ocean, Savannah, Georgia. I can't get precise with the location. That's what they got GPS for. You guys can Google it too. Anyway, if you're ever in this part of the world, I highly recommend you come check it out. It is really a nice experience. It's always fun to learn a little bit more about the history of our country. Thanks for watching. Keep doing that. Keep subscribing, sharing, thumbs up. You know the drill. Have a great day. Better yet, I certainly hope you have a better tomorrow. Bye now.